Tariq St. Patrick is one character that we've seen grow from power to now a monster in Power Book 2 Ghost. He's finally realized that he started to take his father's footsteps, but will he achieve what Ghost achieved? I'm talking all things about what's next for Tariq in Season 2 and what we could expect. So welcome back to MovieBot. Let's talk about Power Book 2 Ghost, Tariq St. Patrick. So I hope you're all doing great and welcome to, I guess, a little mini series breaking down each and individual character and what we saw from them in Season 1 and what we can expect from them in Season 2. So I will be breaking down each and every single character, what could be coming next for them. So if you have any thoughts on any characters, then I will be posting a little comment section box on my Insta story daily. So make sure you're following me at ig.moviebot, and if you're new to the channel and you haven't done so already, then remember to smash the subscribe button if you want to see everything Power Universe related. But let's talk about Tariq and his development over the course of the season, and it's there for all to see what he was actually doing with his character. He's really grown from what we saw in the original Power series. He's had various teachers and mentors, which I'm going to come to later on in the video, and I do think he's going to become a better version than Ghost given time in seasons to come. And Kaine even mentioned in Power that he's far advanced compared to what Ghost was at the same age, but we'll only be able to compare the two when we see a younger version of James St. Patrick in Power Book 3 Raising Kaine, which I do think we'll see later on in a later season. But Tariq talking about his father at his funeral with a smart choice of words during his eulogy, and Tariq blowing Sax up while he was on the stand, probably two of my favourite moments from Tariq, with his cleverly timed responses to Cooper Sax's questions, with the help of Tamika of course, and the smart choice of words during his eulogy, during his father's funeral. They were personally two of my favourite moments, and which really set the tone for Tariq St. Patrick's character. He's finally realised that he's becoming just like his father Ghost, and he wants to be worthy one day of taking his name. So we'll see Tariq really stepping up even further, making smart plays, meeting new people and making new connections, and making choices of his own. And I say making choices and decisions of his own because in Season 1, he turned to Tasha on a number of occasions when he needed help or advice, like when Effie turned up at Stansfield. Tariq knew he would be forced to work with her, but didn't trust her. He turned to Tasha for advice. But in Season 2, I don't think he's going to have Tasha to turn to while she's been put in witness protection. I don't think we're going to see Tasha much at all in Season 2, and this is something that Courtney Kemp touched on in one of her Instagram live Q&As, that Tariq will have limited contact with Tasha, so let's see him making these decisions on his own. Let's see when he's faced with these tough decisions and choices, how he handles them, because I have no doubt that he's learned and will continue to learn more, but he will have a lot of tough choices to make and decisions to make, and with Tasha no longer there to give advice, let's see who he could turn to or the choices he makes. But even though he has no Tasha to turn to, he is definitely going to have different mentors and teachers in the streets. Tariq grew up with the same mentor as his father Ghost. They were taught the way of the streets by Kaine, and at a similar age too. But we could go as far as saying Tariq had more than just one teacher in the game. He's been taught by Kaine, Ghost, Tommy and Tasha, but could Two-Bit be next? Now I was really surprised that we didn't see Two-Bit in the season finale, because there was this whole situation with Tariq and Two-Bit where he was asking for Tariq for 50k for saving his life, but it wasn't mentioned in the season finale, and we never saw anything of Two-Bit in the season finale either. And I do think he'll play more of a role in Season 2, and I think one of the ways this could happen is him being this mentor for Tariq. I do think they foreshadowed this as well, with Two-Bit telling Tariq that he needed to wipe down the pipe after he drowned Bars in the pool at Stansfield, and I do think he's going to teach Tariq a lot more in Season 2. Two-Bit is someone who is as smart as Tariq. I've mentioned his SAT score before, but I just wonder how the dynamics will work with Tariq working with Monet and the TARDIS, and then there's also Two-Bit in the picture as well. So just wonder how this will all tie in together in Season 2, but I'm sure as Season 2 develops, everything will make sense. But just their relationship as a whole, this is something I'm looking forward to seeing develop as well, because I don't think Two-Bit knows that Tariq is the one who killed Ghost. There's no way of him knowing unless Tommy told him or Tariq tells him himself. Will Two-Bit find out from Tariq or someone else that Tariq was the one that killed Ghost? Will it change his opinion on Tariq and maybe see him in a new light and maybe just back off him and work with him instead? This is a relationship that I'm most intrigued to see in Season 2, which is Tariq and Two-Bit. And sticking with Tariq's relationship, Courtney Kemp also teased that Tariq may not necessarily have to do his own fighting for the time being, because this is where I think Kaine could come in. The scene with Kaine and Tariq, as Tariq killed Jabari with Kaine looking on, he would have realised that there's more than what meets the eye with Tariq, and he could be useful after all. Tariq won't be stupid enough to trust Kaine fully, because he did try and kill him after all, so I do think there will be that little doubt in the back of Tariq's mind, and will just make him tread carefully when it comes to Kaine. But this is another relationship that I'm looking forward to seeing in Season 2, because it does give you the vibes of a potential Ghost, Kaine and Tommy sort of thing when you do add Braden into the mix as well. And his relationship with Braden is something that I can't wait to see develop. He really held his own in episode 6. That was his time to shine. shine, and I'll talk a lot more of his character in detail when I do go through Braden's character for season 2 in this little series that I'm doing for each character. But Tariq and Braden's relationship was a little rocky this season. Tariq and Braden were reunited after Cho, and Tariq knew he needed a partner, and the only one that he could trust was Braden. This is where he helped him with the course correct app, and I don't know why Tariq wasn't truthful and honest with Braden from the get-go, because Braden is a loyal character, and Tariq needs someone like Braden, especially when he's got no family of his own, with no Ghost, no Tommy, and no Tasha now as well. Although his new family does seem to be Monet and the TARDIS now, but will Tariq ever tell Braden in season 2 that he was the one who killed his father Ghost? I'm not so sure. I'm not sure how relevant it would be to the storyline, but even if it's not spoken about in season 2, I do think it will be brought up at some time in the future. His relationship with Braden does give that Ghost and Tommy sort of vibe as well. We even saw Tariq's dislike towards Riley, just like how Ghost had with Holly, but Tariq actually realized that Riley actually liked Braden for real. But this is where Tariq and Braden's relationship could really have issues, because I do think Riley will come back to cause up a stir, and it's just not going to go down well. But what I really do hope that happens, and I've mentioned it before, what I really do hope we see is Riley working with the two. But let's just see where Tariq's relationship goes with Braden and the involvement with Riley as well. Now let's talk about Tariq's love triangle and what to expect from Tariq's love triangle with Diana, Lauren and Effie in season 2. Now there's no doubt that Tariq likes all three, but who's the right one for him? I made a video earlier on in the season talking all about Tariq's love triangle, who could be right for him, who could be wrong for him at the time, and I said I do believe Effie was the right one for him. And as the season progressed and what we saw from Effie in the second half of the season, I still will be sticking with my original opinion that Effie is the right one for him. With Diana, there's always that problem that she's Monet's daughter, he can't mix business with pleasure. With Lauren, there's just this whole trust issue with Lauren, mentioning that drug dealers and murderers should be in prison behind bars, and I just don't think Tariq can ever be honest and open with her. But Effie, now she's a complete different story. I think Effie is still the right one for Tariq because she understands him, she knows what Tariq is, she knows what Tariq is capable of, and I feel Tariq can only be open and honest with Effie, like how he told her his mum wanted him to do something that he didn't want to do. Now Effie told Tariq that he's a monster because she's come to the realization that she is too. So with Effie saying and admitting that she is a monster, she really is mysterious. There's a lot we don't know about her past, and it's something I really hope we learn about in season 2, and it's something that I hope Tariq learns about in season 2 as well. But that's Tariq St. Patrick's character in a nutshell, talking all about his storyline, his relationships, what we could expect in season 2. So drop me your thoughts on Tariq, your predictions for him in season 2, and I'll be dropping that comment section box on my Instagram story for all the characters as I go through them one by one. So if you haven't done so already, remember to follow me at ig.moviebot and remember to smash the subscribe button. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.